How's it looking? This is the new bed Dad and I are putting together this morning. Way. Bed frame's really nice. Bedside table. We've got drawers under the bed. We've got tall boy.
A little boy, toy boy.
Tall boy and a little boy, small man. Tall boy, small man. Oh. It is currently almost 12 o'clock on a Monday, and I have never felt so out of routine in my life. I've always had two jobs. Well, not always. I've gone from working two jobs and studying full time and having absolutely zero time on my hands to having zero job and still studying full time, but only doing 1 unit. So smashing through it quite easily with the spare time that I have. And trying to find work whilst I'm new in Queensland. It is week 2 now. We are at Monday. I did have a few things planned over the weekend just to catch up with the people that I do know that are over here. I've dyed my hair a fair bit and it's breaking off quite a bit as well, which is not great. But this is my morning routine. I have been spending all morning, obviously I need to put some makeup on, but I've spent all morning in front of my laptop applying for jobs and doing more study. But I'll show you my routine. Sorry, my moisturizer was in like a travel container, but it's just the Sorbeline wheatgrass, like all day lotion, something like that. And then I use a lot of MCO products because obviously they are very much budget friendly and dupes for things. They're really good. So this is the Grip Primer by MCO. I've used, I want to say 4 bottles of these. Another thing that I like to do is the MCO Hydrate and Glow. I'm not going to do that today because I don't need to put on a whole lot of makeup. But you will find 90% of these products are MCO products just because, like I said, they're nice and affordable. So this is the MCO Concealer. It's the Instant Concealer Camouflage and Contour. This one smells really funny to me. It is in the shade Light, but it actually, yeah, smells really strange. I don't know why. It just does. I need to use the sink to wet my hair, so I'm gonna have to move you down here. But also I'm very much in my, I think these are Peter Rabbit? Peter Rabbit? Yeah, my Peter Rabbit pajama pants. But they're very much long pants, not something I've ever been able to really wear in Darwin unless it gets like really, really cold and dry season. Oh, and you can't see me at all from there. So, very much still in my PJs, but I need to wet my hair so I can use my Carol products. It's so much easier to do when you're in the shower. I don't do it in the way that most people say they should. This is just what works best for me. So I've got the John Frieda Frizz Ease Dream Curls and the Garnier Fructus Curls Method Step 4 like moisturizing or hydrating spray. This is obviously after you've put probably like gel products in your hair just to keep it moisturized. You can see how much of it I've already used, and I've only had this for like 2 months maybe. And then this you're only meant to put a little bit in, and I've had this for sort of the same amount of time. Haven't used as much of it, but it is a curl defining cream, so you're only meant to put a small like dollop. That's about as much as I put in, to make sure that the curls get nice and defined. Like I said, you want it to be really, really super wet. Not that this is going to be like a tutorial, but anyway, I'll just walk you through what I do. Obviously, I've got my concealer still on because I like to let that dry out a little bit so that it really sticks on the skin and doesn't just go straight into my beauty blender. And then I usually do have like a diffuser. Like I said, my hair is usually a little bit more wet, but I don't want to be freezing cold when I head to the shop, so I'm not going to wet it. And I don't have my hairdryer, so it's going to look a little funny at the moment without my hairdryer. And then I'll probably give you guys a little bit of a tour around the new place. Now that it's sort of dried, I blend it out like from the base of it first so that you can see it sort of covers like majority just the bottom, and it's not using too much product like right in by the crease there, because if you do that, it creases really badly really quickly. So then I tap the corners of my sponge like so, and I just blend it under my eyes. On the areas we popped on the chin. I'm using the BB Cream Co. Who's surprised? This is in the shade Light. I only use a little bit of this. I pretty much put it all on my forehead because I can blend it from there. I know people put it all over, but I don't like it building anywhere. And if it has to build anywhere, I'd rather it build on my forehead because I get really dry in like every other area. I like to start with my cheeks, pop it on there and let it low-key, like I dab it stupidly lightly and I let it sit for a bit to sort of dry. And on my upper lip. But I tell you what, I very much am going to be like a standpoint for people with like mental health, just for mental health in general. I'm someone who suffers with anxiety, unfortunately, and like panic attack disorder, but I very much was worried about driving around here, and I think in Darwin, like, you don't really have much of an opportunity, or you don't really have to have much opportunity to drive down many highways or things. So driving on a highway here is like really daunting for me, and thankfully if I do get this job that I'm crossing my fingers for, it's quite close to one of my good friends who is the twin sister of the housemate that I live with, and she very much said that she would be happy to carpool, and I was hoping that maybe we could probably do that for the first sort of 1 or 2 drives out to where I work and where she works, so that I don't have to do it alone, because that would be amazing. But if not, we'll just have to suck it up and deal with it and find another way to make myself feel comfortable whilst I do it. But I'm sure it'll be okay either way. And driving to like footy training, thankfully I don't have to cross any highways or anything, so that's really nice. But the other updates are sort of just that my cats got shipped here, or they flew here with Virgin, and they took a 2:30 flight that we then could pick them up by like 7 p.m. and it was on the 27th. So I very much was so excited to see them, but when we went to drive, Andrew said he was happy to drive, and God bless his soul, he did great, but unfortunately, because we don't go out that way, or because he hasn't had too much experience going out that way too often, it meant we accidentally took 2 wrong turns, and it ended up going from something that was meant to take us an hour to, it took us 3.5 hours to pick up the cats and get home. Which was ridiculous, because I hate that obviously over here you can't just accidentally make a wrong turn and do a little U-E and go back like you can in the Territory. You very much get stuck and you go around, and it takes you twice as long to get anywhere. So that's a bit daunting for someone who, like I said, gets anxious driving. But obviously very nice that I was with Andrew in the car, so that was cool. But otherwise I've been watching Gossip Girl as well. Brother, if anyone is like on the train of being extremely late, which I doubt, I'm sure every woman, man and dog and their cousins, goldfish and everything has all seen Gossip Girl by now. But if not, holy shit. It is the first time I'm watching it and I'm hooked. It is so much better than I thought it would be. I honestly went into it with really low expectations, thinking it was going to be something else, thinking it was going to be like, how do you say, cliche. I just thought it was going to be trash. I thought it was going to be trash TV, but it was going to be really like for its time, you know, outdated, I guess is a better way to put that. I thought it was going to be really outdated and really like, you know, part of its time, I guess. And it very much is not. It's so good. I love Serena. She's a fucking vibe. I love Serena. I'm on season 2. It's taken me a little bit to get to season 2, but loving it. I'd never seen it before. I don't know what compelled me to watch it. I was kind of watching all of the like typical TV shows of girls that sort of move out of their hometown and why they love it, and it was like all hallmarky stuff. So very much like My Life with the Walter Boys, obviously, like that was not her, like, it was an option. She didn't want to move. If you've seen it, you know. But, and then like I was watching Heated Rivalry, and it was the second time I'd seen it, and I was waiting because like I watched XO Kitty, because I was like, that's also like girly moving to the other side of the world, and I was like, I'm on the other side of the country, so it's, you know, still somewhat daunting. And yeah, don't have any family over here, but then I just decided I've seen them all. I had already seen My Life with the Walter Boys, I'd already seen XO Kitty. This was like the second rewatch time that I was watching it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to, like, it popped up and I was like, this always pops up for me, I'll give it a go, we'll see how it goes, see if I like it. And yeah, I very much got hooked. Season 1 and like the first few episodes, I was like, don't know how I vibe with this. And then it took until like episode 3 and I was like, actually, like I love Blake Lively and I love Ryan Reynolds. So I was just like, I feel like it's really hard to go wrong. Obviously also usually, particularly with the state of my eyebrows at the moment, I don't have tweezers and I need to go buy some today, so that's on my list. And I don't have an eyebrow pencil of any kind or anything that I can fill my eyebrows out with. Now, you know, typically I don't usually put much product on there. This eyebrow is a lot better than this one though. I just feel like I'm missing a fair bit of distance with this eyebrow because I overplucked a while ago and it's just sort of never come back. So I very much need to buy an eyebrow pencil, some snacks, the cat food for Andrew while I'm at the shops. I need to buy some tweezers and some food, like some dinners for the remainder of the week. What else do we need? And we need a vacuum, but I don't know. Like I was thinking about going to Kmart for a vacuum, but like I said, until I secure a job, I'm trying to save my money every which way possible. And I need to go get a Queensland license so that I can drive my car home. But yes, this is the finished makeup look. I feel like for some reason in this lighting I'm looking very orange in the face. I need my lip balm, but I'll also show you what I'm reading at the moment and I'll give you a little bedroom tour. Alright, I'm going to 0.5 you. So this is my bed. It's just a little double bed, obviously. It's just me. I don't need a whole lot. I definitely don't take up the whole space in this bed either. I do have water for the cats as well because they do sleep in here. My tall boy, where I've obviously got a little shirt sticking out of at the moment. And I did just go to the op shop and get the Infernal Devices books because they looked like they were in massive, like really good condition. And I was like, oh my God. I never ever see these in alt shops in the Northern Territory because I feel like this is one of the most popular series, part of the Mortal Instruments series, and I don't think people actually want to give it away because they probably really enjoyed it. So I picked those up. Miss Mira is here with us. Hello. Say hi. Yeah, we got Mira and Mira. This is like my mirrored cupboards, and it's just a little room. I got some photos here, but I got some plants the other day, so there are some in my bathroom and there are some beside my bed now as well. Unfortunately, when I was reading this on the train, Dad put like his banana in my bag and it went all over the side of my book, so it's a little bit musty, crusty, dusty now, but I am reading The Rebel Witch. I actually am enjoying it so far, but I loved The Crimson Moth so much I had to start reading this. I did buy also these 2 books from Kmart the other day. One was Miles Ever After, which is the only one they had at part of the series. Didn't realise it was all the epilogues, so not something I can read without owning the rest. And I also didn't realise that this book was as small as it was compared to the rest of the other books that I own. But this is Hayley's book and I really want to give it a go. I've heard very many mixed sort of reviews on it, but I love her so much and I really just want to see how she went writing that book as well. But The Rebel Witch is the one that I'm reading at the moment, and I've got my cute little cat calendar that my friend Josanna bought for me, and obviously my deodorant and all that shit. But my little side table, and yeah, it's just Hello, you're so beautiful. We love you, princess. I love you. I love you. But yeah, that is my little room tour. I obviously am going to be having so much more stuff like coming with my car, and I'll be able to fill my room up a lot more. Obviously it's looking very like dry, very bland at the moment. I've been trying, like I said, to save my money as much as possible as well, but I do really want to go get some fairy lights so that I can sort of make it a little bit more cozy in here. I think fairy lights around the blinds and around the window would look super, super, super cute, and to find hopefully maybe some light sort of artwork or even print off some stuff for the walls as well, so that it can just be a little bit more homey. I was hoping to do a little bit of moving around with the furniture and stuff, but I might just keep it as it is for now and see how I go, because I do quite like the bed being in the middle. I never thought I would, but I seem to, so I might just leave it for now. It's also all very heavy and all very full and probably hard to move now. It was just that I thought I might be able to utilise the space a little bit differently, but it's probably best like this because I do have 2 bedrooms and Andrew has 2 bedrooms. It is a 4-bedroom house, so we've got 2 each. All right, I don't want to film the front of our house so you don't know like where exactly we are, but my car just arrived and I really want to show you guys me unpacking it all. I'm super, super, super excited. I don't know, I feel like if I open my boot, yeah, all my stuff is definitely going to come flying out of this. I can't do that. But you have no idea how excited I am to see all of my books. Oh my diddly days. She made a fat trip. This is all my boxes and my stuff. I need to put in my room. Sit down. Oh my diddly days. I think these are the desks we want. Alright, we've just done a little bit of shopping. Oh, here she comes. Miss Mama decided to give me a hand with some stuff that we needed for the house. So there's a fan and a steamer, and there's 2 sets of drawers that I'll put like under my clothes in the cupboard. I know Joke was like, I don't have a job, I can sleep in just a little longer, and then sat on my phone and now it's 8:45. I've got shit to do. Oh no! I am going to get my makeup on just so I can feel a little bit more productive for the day. I did just pop that spot on my forehead, as you can tell. My cat just came to join me. I feel as though if I put some makeup on, I will be more productive because I won't just be as obliged to sit on my bum and on my phone. I will have a productive day. Look at that. I made some glasses. I made some glasses in my head. That was also like far too much. Also, I can very much hear the people next door, and I wonder how well they can hear me. But it's really nice to know that people are here like during the day. Doop. Yeah. Yep. See how I said way too much? This is all my BB cream and all my concealer after 1 dab of my forehead. And it will be the same coverage on this side. Oh, these cats, I love them to bits, but At the moment they keep running around the lounge room, and I know it's my cat, Miss Maeve, because she's a kitten, and I'm doing my architecture assessment at the moment, and I need all the tools out to do all the scale and diagram stuff, and she just keeps knocking everything off the couch, the bench, the table, the whatever. So wait. Psst. But yeah, anybody else like coming into like the wintry months, I don't know how close we are. I feel like we're still probably very much in summer here. I'm new to this, but I know we've had a few cold snaps. Why does that area of my nose just not want to play the game? We've had a few cold snaps, and I don't know if that's particularly the whole reason, but a bunch of girls at footy training, when I went to footy training last night, and just like people around me, my friends that are here that I know, have all sort of expressed as well, and just sorry, these cats are actually running amok today. That they think that's the reason they're getting sick, is that it just keeps going from like really hot to like really quite cold outside as well. And like it got down to 11 degrees the other night, and I was very surprised. Is it gonna be better if I turn the light on? I don't think so, to be honest. I'm using literally this little duo palette. I've got this one on the outer and this one on the inner. And it is the same one that I think I walked through the other day, but one that my best mate Yasmin bought for me very kindly. This one is a eyeliner, but it's the darkest colour that I can find in store that's not like like a black eyeliner, you know, like liquid liner, and I just put that a little bit on the outer side of my brow. There we go. Brows. Look. Nice. For the disposable spoolies, these little jobs here, I just like to brush my eyebrows up a little bit and across. Hard because obviously then it gets a little bit of the product above the eyebrow when I do it this way, but then I'll just go over it with a sponge. I'm definitely going for a heavier makeup look today, clearly. This is a lot more makeup period than what I usually put on my face. So this brush I bought from the chemist ages ago. I swear to God, it never picks up any product. It takes forever. Of me going like this for the brush to actually pick up product. Obviously I understand, you can see that first bit on my cheek is very pigmented, but shit, it took me sitting like this forever to do. Obviously this is bronzer, it's not contour. You can put it as much as you want, wherever you want, but I'll just brush it off. My kitten literally sounds like a racehorse right now. It's like... I promise you'll probably be able to hear that. Then I used the Falsies, the Maybelline Surreal The Falsies mascara. There's a new and an old one. One of them I put water in because it was going like really dry. Yeah, the old one. And it ended up being so watery that I left the cap off from. This is the finished makeup look. There we go. That looks more normal. Time to get cracking with my work for the day. I'm doing a fit check in the spare room. Mine, the kitty litter. But this is my outfit of the day for my study at home. I decided to get into something a little less comfortable so that I don't feel obliged to sit on my phone or get distracted too easily. I've got my full face of makeup on. I feel ready for the day. In a room with a little bit better lighting as well. This is where I'm hoping to put my desk, so it'll be nice and like bright and lots of natural light in front of the desk as well, so it'll feel like, you know, really motivating for me to do my assessments. However, there is someone else's window right there, so it is really, really close. They are like copy paste houses, so they are really, really close to each other, which means that if someone moves in or if there is someone there, they will definitely be able to watch me. That's totally fine. Hopefully they're cute.